Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, representing Jason Blaha Strength and Fitness, and once again it is time for my client Gustov's vlog. But a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so. And if you will be kind enough to drop me a comment down below, I would appreciate that so much. Thank you. Let's get over to the training. All right, because of his work schedule, again, he's working crazy hours Monday through Friday. He can only really get it on the weekends. So again, he had said, look, can we do an upper lower? Can I maintain what I have so far? And me as a coach, I'm like, maintain. We can make gains on 2 days a week. Is it going to be optimal? No. Can we make progress? Yes. Why? Because we can still do 6 sets of muscle group, right? It's like, oh, right? Look, 3 sets of bench, 3 sets of dips, 3 sets of pull-ups, 3 sets of rows. That's 6 sets for chest and back. Throw in some arm work. Some curls, extensions don't work. Progressively overload everything, we're good. Lower body, what are we going to do? 3 sets of squats, 3 sets of leg press. Do a heavy set of deadlifts, some leg curls, and calf raises. Done. Let's get in and knock it out. So if you look at what he did, this is exactly what we did. All right, so we get in. He, takes him over an hour to get all of it done, but he's got the weekend. So he came in and he did exactly that. So if you step back and look at it, sure, it's only once a week for each one. Yes, he has 5 days with no training. Yes, he's probably going to get a little more sore as a result of that. But the fact of the matter is, it goes to show that when someone says, look, I'm working, over 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, my work has got really crazy busy season, and I'm having to do this, we can still make the weekends work, right? You can still make it work, and we can still make gains. And that's what people have to remember with this. 2 days a week isn't optimal, but it doesn't mean you can't make progress and still make decent progress, because again, every muscle group is getting 6 sets. All right, that's if we count the obviously the benching and the dips or whatever is half sets, because we're getting 3 sets of direct work on the side delts, the triceps, the biceps, which is actually arguably definitely enough for muscle growth. So even if we set aside all the big compounds, but I think the other thing people have to remember, all those compounds add up. I could honestly even take his laterals out, and what would we have? We'd still hit everything. I think we'd make the case that even his shoulders would probably grow reasonably well, but the difference here, he is, again, a younger drug-free lifter. Putting the extra delt work in, not a bad idea. I would argue a lot of your more advanced guys, once we've built real size on these movements, may not really even need the delt work, and that's okay. His case, we're leaving it in. But what does he do? He does these sets hard. We go to failure. We don't have a lot of volume here, right? We don't have a lot of volume. So notice with these curls, he takes these curls to failure. He's only got 3 sets for the week to get it done. Make them count. And I think there is a point to be made for, okay, you don't have as much time. You can only get X amount of gym time in. That's all you can squeeze in for your schedule. But if you go really hard, okay, like watch this set of curls. Right? Are you really going to say that doing 3 sets like this, to where he's taking them to failure, doing a little bit of cheating at the end to even get them done? I'm going to say that we're not going to grow from that, especially considering he's doing pull-ups and rows first, pretty much to failure. Same thing on all those extensions. Like, he's doing flat bench and dips. Those dips alone are going to build some triceps, right? 3 sets of weighted dips to failure, even once a week, you're building triceps. But then on top of that, he's doing an extension. Everything is going to grow just fine, right? Those rows, pull-ups, again, 3 sets of weighted pull-ups to failure, and he does a full range of motion on them, 3 sets of rows to failure. That's plenty of back work. But then we have deadlifts later. He has deadlifts the next day. I'm going to count that as 7 total sets towards most of the back. 7 hard sets, right? We're back over to the basics. What if I told you guys pull-ups, rows, deadlifts will build a monstrous back? And his V-taper's gotten pretty good if you guys ever see the update pictures. He ever gives me says, hey, let's release some, I think everyone will be surprised. He's made really good progress in the updates. He's still not ready for them to go public, and that's okay. It's his choice. As a coach, I never push that on a client, by the way. Even when they're doing a blog, if they not ready for something like that to be public, we don't make it public. And it doesn't matter if people want to see it; it's irrelevant, right? You got to respect what the client wants on stuff like that. So and he may never be ready, but if we ever get to that, I think people will be surprised. He's made really good gains. All right, so for the lower body, we're not just doing 1 set of squats now. I've told him flat out, look, if we're only going to train once a week on the lower body, We're doing 3 sets of squats. I want 3 sets of hard squats. Okay. Realistically, will he grow from that? If that's all you can get in for legs once a week is 3 sets of hard squats and 1 hard set of deadlifts, would an intermediate grow off that? I think the answer is obviously yes. Because again, it's not like he's leaving a bunch in the tank. He's not pussing out on them. He's going pretty hard, and we are progressively overloading them. Right? We're adding reps, and when I feel his reps are high enough, we add weight, and we keep repeating that process. So I have him pretty much doing like a double progression on these. So the same thing on the deadlifts. Look, he's having to dig in here. He's digging in, trying to get one more rep. Look, the bar speed slows. And he's working hard, and that's, something like 150 kg, I think 155. We're working hard. So after we do that, the 3 sets of leg presses, now we're getting somewhere. Honestly, those first 2 exercises, would he still be growing off those? Objectively, I think the answer is yes. But we want to we're coming in, we're finishing it up with some leg presses, some leg curls, and we do some calf raises, because again, making sure that everything's being hit. But I'm going to go over and say, for someone who's crazy busy, what do I tell you guys for my dad bod guys? A lot of them have 30-minute, 40-minute workouts 3 times a week, 6 total sets for most of the muscles. They get good gains. Some of them are more advanced than he is and stronger, like Alex is, right? Alex squats and pulls over 4 plates a side, right? We're in a good place there, but that's all he does. He still makes progress. So again, there's plenty. We could argue with the 4 days a week, could he be making 10, 20% more progress? Yes, absolutely. But it's not zero progress to only do 2 days, especially if we're training hard. We have progressive overload. We're focusing on the big basics, and then, taking what other time we have left to fill in the gaps with other stuff. Okay? Keep in mind, we're doing squat, bench, deadlift, pull-ups, dips, rows. Like, those are his staple movements. Like, you're going to grow if we push those hard with progressive overload. But then we're coming behind it. We're doing some biceps, triceps, side delts, some calves, some hamstrings. Like, we're isolating all this stuff at the end. So we're double downing and making sure that everything's being done, right? This is not a problem. So again, he's going to make gains from doing this still. Even if it's not 100% of his possible gains, it's still going to be pretty good gains because he is training hard with the 2 days that he has. And that's the important thing. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.